In any discussion with exponential functions, we can't neglect a special base that we sometimes use, actually often use, and that's the base e. It's referred to as the Euler number, named after the man who discovered this. And he defined, or not discovered, but defined e to be the limit as n goes to infinity in the expression 1 plus 1 over n raised to the n. Okay, so n going to infinity means we're going to let n get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, as that happens, 1 divided by a bigger and bigger number really makes this go to almost 0. So you're taking this 1 plus a little bit to some huge number. It's going to be greater than 1, but how much greater? Well, it turns out it's approximately 2.718, and I want to show you. This is kind of cool. If you do it on your calculator, just by putting in the y equals the 1 plus 1 over x raised to the x, and I'm not going to look at the graph. The graph is kind of boring, but I want to go to, not the window, sorry, the table. Okay, and I'm going to have my table start at 0. Those are going to be my n's. And then I want to go up by 100 because we're going to infinity, so 100, 200, and etc. Let's take a look at that table then. Well, when I'm raising it to the 0, I get an error. Why? Because we're also dividing by 0. Okay, so that's not a surprise. And then we see we got some numbers here, and well, they're all 2.71s. Well, it's still changing a little bit. And you scroll down, and you just keep going because you're going to infinity, and you start seeing that the numbers kind of get stuck. And it turns out that it gets stuck at 2.718, and that never changes. Only the ones after that change. So eventually you do have some changes, but it's way down the line. And they've taken this out to the, as far as they can with computers, and it never goes beyond the 2.718. Those always stay fixed. So that's our Euler number. All right, now if I'm wanting to use this Euler number, I will use my calculator. I'm not going to put in 2.718 and raise it to powers. I'm going to use the e on my calculator. It's right there above the ln button. So it's in yellow. You're going to use the second key to get to it. So let me show you. I know I've got them on the screen in the notes, but let's do it live. If I want e raised to some power, second, and then that ln button, and to the 5th power, and I get a number. If I want to raise it to the negative power, I can do that. Raise it to a -2. What happens? Right? So it works the same as any other exponential base. I can raise it to any power I want, and I use the calculator button to get the exact values.